Welcome, people of YouTube. Guy here again today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for clicking on my video. So happiness doesn't come to you, it comes from you. So throughout my YouTube channel, I always like to make videos that are relevant to my own discoveries and sharing my experience. This is what my channel is mainly based upon. And I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you take something away from this. So yeah, happiness doesn't come to you, it comes from you. So in life, how society is built, how culture is built, how the world is built, is that we get taught that happiness is something that we find, we come across it, you know, it's out there, and we go and discover it by going down certain paths in life, by doing certain things, by doing certain jobs, by buying certain vehicles, cars, houses, getting a family, you know, these things. You know, that's where the happiness lies. That's where, once you get to them points, you know, you'll realise what happiness is. And that's a real big issue in discovering what happiness actually means, and reaching a place of full fulfilment and happiness and peace and love and euphoria. Reaching that place doesn't take anything out there. It's everything to do within here, and how this inner mechanism works and how you work as a system. See, when you go on the pursuit of happiness by chasing materialistic things, or chasing success, or chasing money, or chasing status or fame, there becomes a point where the lack will be realised, and you'll get to a certain point where you realise that you're just trying to fill an empty void, because that's what people are trying to do who are chasing happiness. They're running away from themselves and running away from the real, I wouldn't even say problem, but really running away from the same, the proper cause of it, the root of it. Because when you're chasing things and you're trying to fill a void, it means that you're empty in some way. It means that you're lacking in some way. And the thing is, people, rather than focusing on the lack and focusing on the empty space, they focus on distractions, they focus on attaching themselves that make them forget about that empty space. This can come through friendships, relationships, it can come through drug addiction, it can come through anything. Anything you can, people and human beings attach themselves onto things, distract them away from their own emptiness and their own lacking. And this is where self-development, this is where self-care comes into things. And it depends how far you want to take it. Some people, the thing is with human nature and consciousness and the mind, there's levels to it. Well, there's levels to your consciousness, there's levels to your awareness, there's levels to your life. And people will reach a certain level in life and be happy and content there. Or, you know, they'll just won't know how to get any further, or they'll just stop where they're at. And you know, it's up to you how you decide to live your life and how far you want to take yourself and your self-development, and see what person you can become. That is all down to the person. We're all here to live our own journey, and there's no right or wrong answers. We're all on our own paths, but we're all on the same path at the same time. So the thing is, how do we get to a place of fulfillment? How do we get to creating happiness from within us? How do we create happiness and get it coming from us? So the thing is, we make excuses not to be happy. Human nature is a happy thing. You look around you, nature is happy. It's, you know, people might think it's not, but you're not looking at the true essence of it all, the real creation of it all, how it all came to be, how nature came to be, how the world came to be, how the universe got here, how the hell did we get here? You know, the whole nature of it is so mysterious and so, you know, the whole place of it's euphoric. And if you connect with nature and you connect with your inner source and your inner space, you will feel an energy sense coming from yourself. But getting there is another matter, because the mind creates problems. The mind loves problems. It's created itself in a way that it looks for problems because of the way society works as well. And I'm not putting any blame on anything, but I'm just boiling stuff down to you on my discoveries of what I see. See, I don't watch the news anymore. I don't ingest in social media much anymore, especially at current moments in time. Because the thing is, with your mind picking up on fear, your mind is built to protect you. It's going to pick up on danger. It's going to pick up on things that may cause you harm. So when you are digesting so much fear and so much negativity, so much, scaremongering, your mind operates in a protective way. It operates in a defensive mode. So it creates problems. It creates problems for itself. And this even can be a side of what's going on the media and news and stuff. It could be for yourself as well. People create problems for themselves. And they stick to them problems and identify with them. A lot of people make excuses not to be happy. And it's not their own fault. It's just how much they've identified with their dramas going on in their head. Things happen to people in life, many terrible things, and sometimes people are broken by them, and sometimes people grow from them. And it depends on how you take the things that happen in your life, in your dharma, in your practice. That depends on how far you get in life, or how much of a person you become. So with these problems, with these identities we have in our mind, attaching ourselves to pain, attaching ourselves to, sickness, anxiousness, worry, stress, these attachments we have in our mind, that's what's preventing us from being happy. Happiness is the base layer. Happiness is what you are. But we've got our head in such a way that it's stopping us from getting there. So it's about removing these things out of your mind to get to where happiness is. And that's where happiness comes from, you. You see, when we fall in love with somebody, when we want to get into a relationship with somebody, it's because you've got something to give. If you are in a place of not being yourself and not being happy and stuff, you haven't got much to give, because you haven't got that space within yourself. So it's important that to kind of get a fulfilled life and get a happy, healthy life, it's getting happy, healthy in yourself as well. The blockages that we have are identified in our mind. It's identified with ego. It's identified with self. So the self, the person that's the victim in all of our problems, the victim in all of our issues that we have, the person that we've created, is where the ego sits. And that's where the work starts. It's about not attaching yourself to your worries, not attaching yourself to your sickness, your anxious, your stress, not attaching yourselves to them things. And how we do that is by moving ourselves beyond our mind. See, as human beings, we're so heartedly connected to physical nature that we convinced ourselves that our mind is us, and that our mind is who we are, which isn't true. The mind is an operating system. It's almost like a big computer processing information. Physically, your body, some people may argue with this, but, if you are connected on a physical basis and on a physical nature to yourself, this will be your body, this will be your mind, this is me, this is who I am. You see, the I, the me, the person that you've created, you've been given this body, you've been given this mind, but something that you've been given, how can that be you if you are you at the start and you get given something? That's a gift. That's a gift of something. If I receive something from somebody, if I receive a pair of shoes, I'm not the shoes. They've been given to me. If I receive, a pair of gloves, a jacket, I receive the jacket and I put the jacket on, but I'm not the jacket. So it depends where your sense of self lies. It depends where you understand what your self is. And this is what binds us in life to how our relationship with our mind, our relationship with the world around us, is how we identify ourselves. When you figure out what you discover and what you identify as yourself and what your self is, and I'm not talking about the person, I'm talking about what the self is, what the existence is, the being is, then you can kind of work on that. But yeah, happiness starts from within you. It's something that you create, and it starts. You can start creating it once you've removed everything that's preventing you from being there, but also discovering what you are and what means the most to you. Not what means the most to everybody else, not what means the most to your partners, your friends, your parents, society, what your boss says. It depends what means the most to you, and discover yourself, discover what you are before you even try venture out into the world. Because if you don't know who you are, you're going to get lost, and if you don't form a plan for yourself, if you don't form a direction or an idea for yourself, you're just going to become part of somebody else's, and that's the biggest waste that you can give yourself. Take control of your life, enjoy yourself, and just try and make the most of what you've got. Don't soul-heartedly depend on what is going on around the world to bring you happiness. Never do that. Happiness is something that you should... Happiness is your responsibility. We'll leave it there. Happiness is your responsibility. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've had to take my time with it because, it's just processing videos and trying to get it in the right way that it's digestible. Man. As I say, I always say on this channel, peace and love to anybody watching this. Make sure you take it easy. It's a bit of a snowy day, so I thought I'd make a YouTube video. Yeah, man.